Hello likers, welcome back to our channel. It's me, your favorite one and only, your baby girl Malika. So likers, today we are doing the critical review of Mr. Aloy's series, When Marriage Becomes a Nightmare, episode 6. It starts with Clara, and her husband still arguing about not telling this, not telling that, because to Ben, him being a man, he's supposed to be in control of stuff. He's supposed to be, he's supposed to take charge of a lot of things. He's not obliged to tell his wife whatsoever. He's not obliged to tell Clara things, because to him he's feeling like, as a man, you have to be in charge. So he's thinking that not being in charge makes you weak. The fact that maybe you're telling your wife stuff, it means you're a weak man. That's not true. You're not a weakly because you're telling your wife things. No, 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 no. A woman is your support system, so that doesn't make you weak. The next thing shows Clara and her daughter, Benny. Clara is trying to explain the whole thing, to Benny. So Benny is shocked, to find out that her dad has been nagging all along just because he lost his job. To her, it was crazy. Like, her dad is supposed to tell her mom. So why didn't her dad told her mom? To her, she was confused. She was kind of confused, like, but wait, mom, why didn't dad tell you? Is it that he doesn't trust you? You know, like, to her it was more like it's childish. Even as a child, yes, she might go out, be out of place sometimes, but she was right, because to her she's trying to understand, like, mom, I thought marriage was like this. But if this is how marriage is, honestly speaking, I don't want to be married. I don't want to do it. And who can blame the little girl? Nobody. Because to her, marriage is supposed to be a union between two people that talk to each other. They communicate among each other. They tell each other stuff the way it's supposed to be. That's her definition of marriage. So her mother, she's trying everything to make her understand that, girl, marriage is not perfect. But she's scared because to her, her parents are supposed to be the greatest example, she could take in her own time. But now, if she sees that these people that are my two role models are like this, then what am I getting married for? I don't want to be married. I don't want to get married. I don't want to have anything to do with a man. And you cannot blame the girl, you know. But thank God that her mom is there to shape her, to make her understand that no, it doesn't matter, that it doesn't work like that. Yes, I know marriage is difficult, but it's not like that. The fact that your father is not telling me doesn't make him a bad person. It doesn't mean that maybe he has issues or stuff like that. No, it's just the fact that it's so difficult for him to communicate sometimes, because he's so private, because he wants to be in charge of everything. He is a man. So Clara didn't want Benita to see her father the way she was looking at it, because to her, that is her dad. It doesn't matter, no matter what, she still has to understand that her father will always be her father, and that her father loves her, and that is the most important thing. So she should know this and all the rest. So, but to Benita, marriage is supposed to be perfect. Baby girl doesn't understand that, there's no such things as perfection when it comes to marriage or when it comes to life. Life isn't perfect. Life has ups and downs. That's how it is. So her mother is trying to make her understand, marriage is this school that marriage is the only school where you get a certificate before you study in it. Yes, because when you get married, you sign those documents. That's not marriage. That's a celebration. That's the celebration of a union of two people. Marriage now is the process where you never graduate, where you go, because today your husband will be this, your wife will be this, tomorrow there will be this. That's it. It's the same. It's an institution where you see one person that has multiple personalities, maybe like 4 different personalities or 10. You understand? How do you graduate from something like that? So her mother is trying to educate and make her understand that, listen, whatever it is that me and your dad are going through right now, we are going to go through it. We are going to be fine. But the only thing I want you to understand is very simple. You have to respect your father, and you have to know that your father is trying. you know. So Clara is trying to, to make her daughter not to disrespect her dad. It doesn't matter that her father has his shortcomings, but he remains her father, and all the rest. So yeah, she felt some type of way, but her mother was right. That is her husband. So the next thing shows Clara laying down on a couch in the sitting room. And her dad is coming downstairs from the bedroom, you know. So he came down and he wanted to find, because he has looked around, he didn't see his wife, and he wanted to know where she was. So Clara made her dad understand that her mom went out, and he was confused, like, where would she go to? But now this is where he was very wrong, because you're putting your frustration on your child and your wife, So how can you sit with a little girl and talk about her mother, calling her mother an Olosho, make telling her stuff, that her mother has a boyfriend, her mother is cheating. That is her mother, that is her role model. You understand? So you as a parent, it doesn't matter if you're going through stuff with your wife. That is your wife, that is your business. You guys will sort it out. You understand? You do not bring kids into this. You do not bring kids into this. This child has got nothing to do with this. You weren't supposed to bring her into it. And she got really pissed, because to her, this is her mom we are talking about. How dare you call my mother an Olusho? And how dare you, you refer to me as, you can't think any less, I'm my mother's daughter, which means I'm exactly like my mother. You understand? So at that point, I can't lie, like us. No matter who you are, you're giving your daughter or your child, whether your son, the opportunity to go against you. Yes, you've given it to them. You cannot blame them, and nobody will blame them. You understand? You've given them the right to do whatever it is that they want to do as they please. You understand? Unfortunately, you have done that, you know. So she got so pissed, and she became so rude to her dad. And who can blame her? No one can, because the father himself is composed. He's behaving like a child, you know. How can you address your wife as an Olosho in front of your daughter, and you join them together, that you didn't expect anything less from her? You expected her to be like her mom. How do you think she will feel? That is her mother. That is her role model. That is somebody who is very important to her. How do you want her to feel? She will talk to you anyhow. Yes, she will definitely talk to you anyhow. She was ready for her father to do whatever it is that he wants to do. He wants to beat her up, fine. Because to her, this is like, this is insulting. To her, you talk to my mom like that, you're insulting my mother in my presence. Saying that she went to see her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, that she's cheating on you with. No, come on. A child, and the thing about some parents is that these are the things that will make your kids to be very disrespectful towards you. Yes, it will give them the mind, to talk to you anyhow. Yes, you give them the mind to talk to you anyhow, because you've sold yourself so cheap. Yes, by bringing their mother down, who is their role model. Yes, by bringing them down. So at this point, if you see a child saying that, I don't care if you smack me or not, I will tell you how I feel. Yes, he went ahead, he got offended and smacked the girl, but now she has told you, and it is the like the fact that it hurts, for her to tell you the truth, is the reason why you're smacking her. Because if she didn't tell you the truth, she wouldn't have done that. So the next thing shows Clara, who just walked into the house when Joe had smacked his daughter, and she was very pissed at Joe, because, like, this is not the best way to resolve things. Because if you don't want your child to be afraid of you, or if you don't want your child to, like, to look down on you or to resent you, you have to raise a child with love. Yes, a little spanking from time to time, it's good. Even the Bible says it. But not you nagging because you've lost your job. You're looking forward to blame. You always have something to say. You, like, almost, it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. Honestly speaking, it doesn't work like that. you know So her mother had to send her upstairs, so that she could deal with her husband, because normally as parents you're not supposed to fight in front of kids. So definitely in situations like that where you know that voices are going to be raised, you have to take her out of the room, and the mother did exactly that. At least she's not raising her child to be disrespectful to her dad. No, 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 no. So Benny had to leave the room so that the parents could talk. But the father was so pissed because apparently Benny was giving him the side. She was giving her dad the side eye when she was leaving, and her dad found it very offensive. How can you find a side eye offensive when you just called your wife Anulusho, and you called your wife and your daughter Anulusho? Calling somebody an Olosho and someone giving you the side eye, which one is more offensive? Honestly speaking, you know. And now the best thing, I was thinking that this guy, now that they know what he's doing, the best thing for him to do was to go out there, go for job hunting. You've lost your job, go job hunting. Look for another job to take care of your family. It's not you being against the wall, putting everything on people, blaming everyone for your actions. It doesn't work like that. And the unfortunate thing today is that most people are like that. They tend to blame others for their action. They tend to blame others for things that have happened to them, whereas they are responsible. That is what Jonathan is doing right now. Jonathan is putting his frustration on his wife, and they are trying to talk. All he wants to know is where she's coming from, where she has been. He's not even thinking of what she's telling him. What she's telling him is not important. It is where she has been that is important. You understand? Guys, sometimes there are some men that you should be very careful when you're getting married to, because I can't lie. Being married for to have your peace of mind is the best thing, because marriage is a commitment, it's a lifetime commitment. It's not this thing that we go in and we go out. No. You understand? It's a lifetime commitment. So when you know that already, you will know how to choose. You will choose right. You will try your best to choose right. Because it is something that if it doesn't work, or more if it backfires, it is like you are on your own. So Clara got so pissed and she went upstairs because like they were not making any way forward. Their husband was just stuck. The next thing shows Clara, who went to see Hanks, her ex-boyfriend. And Hanks was even shocked to realize that Clara called him, because he was like, I didn't know. I wasn't expecting your call. I didn't know you could call me. Like, he wanted to be certain that she was okay, like everything was going right. And that he wanted also to be sure that she wasn't like being beaten up by her husband. So she said no, she wasn't being beaten up. The only thing that is happening now is the fact that he has lost his job and she's jobless, so she needed to do something about that. I'm really glad that Clara put her pride down. She swallowed her pride, to go and talk to Hanks. I just pray that whatever help it is that Hanks can give her shouldn't have any strings attached to it. That is my prayer, because if you do have any strings attached, it's going to be a problem. Yes, because at the end of the day, it's going to cost her. It might cost her marriage. If you have a beautiful marriage, excuse me, if you have a beautiful union, I don't think you should let anything come between it. Honestly speaking, I don't think you should. So Hanks is trying to make her understand that everything is okay, but Clara, what she wants is she was a caterer, so now she wants to open a restaurant. So she wants Hank to loan her some money, and to Hanks it's more like she owes Clara a favor, because she quit their relationship. It wasn't like the end of their relationship was his fault. It wasn't Clara's fault, so to him, he would rather help Clara with the money than to borrow it to her. Yes, he wouldn't want to borrow her money. He wouldn't want to lend her money, so he would prefer to give her as a gift, But Clara is a proud woman. She is so proud. And beside, and I understand her point of view also, because if she gets a restaurant that she didn't take a loan from the bank or anything, it will become a problem. Because remember, her husband has this horrible friend called Emeka that will see red and say it is green or yellow. Yes, a maker that will see something and say it is something else. So based on that, it will be very difficult for her to convince her husband that this money was a gift. You understand? So I think that's why she's standing on the fact that she prefers Hanks to borrow her the money than to gift it to her. But Hanks to Hanks, their relationship, the end of their relationship, and the fact that she's going through what she's going through today is his fault. He's blaming himself, because he's thinking like, if he had gotten married to her, things wouldn't have been like this. you know Things wouldn't have been this rough with her. So if things are this rough with her, it's because he abandoned her, and in that process of abandoning her, he left her and went overseas. She had to find somebody, because remember, he left like that and stayed for over 20 years before even reaching out. you know so he's feeling guilty. If to him it's more like, if I was present in your life, none of this would have happened. You would have become my wife, and you would have been living the life. So based on the fact that you are in trouble now, just to buy my head and just to make me feel better, I'd rather gift you the money than lending the money to you. So for a woman, some women, they'll be like, okay, yes, fine, no problem. But some, they are very cautious. They'll be like, no. That is what Clara is doing. Clara does not want handout. No, she's not looking for handouts. She's not looking for a payday. She's not looking for hush money. All she wants is for him to borrow her the money. Yes, it will help her a lot. You understand? So, but Hanks being an alpha male, and being very authoritative, to him it's insulting to his personality. It's insulting to him, so he wouldn't want to dive into stuff like that, so he prefers to gift it to her. But she's adamant also, because I can understand, no, this thing that she's doing in particular, I think she's also thinking about her husband, because she knows, okay, imagine, like, as she went out, it was already her husband called her, and Anolo show a shower and all the rest, whereas she just went out. You understand? Maybe she went out to clear her head. Maybe she went out to just to hang out with friends or whatsoever. But I don't think so. And I bet her husband, what he's already saying is something else. So my people, we are going to end this video. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Honestly speaking, like us, we should always protect our mental health. We should always try to stay away from people that will make us go to that place that we don't want to go. Okay. On this note, I'll have to say bye, guys.